Is August 29th going to be bigger than October 3rd? That's what you have to ask yourself if you're Puff Daddy and his defense team. August 29th is the date that the pre-sentence report comes out by the probation office. And what does that mean? In cases like this, the probation office will issue what's called a pre-sentence report to the judge, where the probation office takes the criminal history, the investigation of the defendant, the charges, and the conviction, and it gives almost a guideline to the judge to use for purposes of sentencing. Now, does the probation office really make a recommendation? Keep in mind, it's going to come down to the judge. The defense and the prosecution will both make recommendations. How heavily will this judge weigh this pre-sentence report? We know the judge sat through all of the evidence. He saw the videos. He saw the batteries. He saw the assaults, but he also watched the prosecution get kicked in the teeth on the RICO charge. So it's going to be interesting. I think the August 29th pre-sentence report is going to help focus the judge, and specifically, I think that's why the judge wasn't having it with the defense wanting to push up the sentencing. Remember, the defense made motions that they wanted to push it up. They abandoned that with the prosecution and said, no, judge, we're going to stay with the original October 3rd hearing for sentencing. I think the judge was probably pretty clear behind the scenes, wanted everything in front of him in order to make his ruling. Is this going to be something like the movie Right Out of Molly's Game, where the prosecution comes up and the judge rebuts him and says, no, look, you brought a crappy case, you didn't get your convictions, and I'm letting Puff Daddy walk out of here on October 3rd? My take is there's no possibility of that happening. He was convicted on 2 different charges of transporting prostitution. Both of those carry 10-year sentences. Is it a case where the judge is going to max them? In my opinion, no. Puff Daddy's not getting 20 years. Is he going to do more prison time? If I was a betting lawyer, would have to say yes. I think the defense is warning their client, Sean Combs, you're going to do more jail time. Yes, we're going to ask for time served. Since back to September when you were incarcerated with no bond, it's going to count towards that. What can these defense attorneys, who did a heck of a job at the trial, convince the judge to take the lower of the recommendation? Keep in mind, there is still a score sheet where, hey, judge, here's your variances. The prosecution wants 5. We want 1. Where does it fall in the totality? When comparing his case, all other federal cases, what's the consistency here so we don't go outside of these variances, so we're not just picking on a celebrity or making an example out of him? But at the end of the day, it is the judge's discretion. They carry a ton. He watched the batteries. He heard the dirt. He also saw what was overcharged by the prosecution. It's going to be a tough one for the judge. I think he's going to weigh heavily on that August 29th pre-sentence report. If it gets published, good opportunity for social media to come back and say, hey, this is from a probation standpoint, what does it look like? But at the end of the day, for those that are fans of Sean Combs, don't get your hopes up. I don't see in any world how he walks out without more prison time.